Hi everyone. In this video, I'm trying to troubleshoot this particular problem. I was connected to my VDI machine and all of a sudden I see this error message. It says something like connection interrupted. Citrix Workspace app will try to connect in 2 minutes 50 seconds. So it seems like my VDI got disconnected. So I would like to troubleshoot why this issue is happening in my test environment. Okay, so this is the most common issue users may come across in the Citrix environment, especially if users are connecting from the remote location, whether it could be a coffee shop or if they're connecting from some home network, home office network. Users might come across this kind of issue. So in this video, let us troubleshoot why this issue happens for the users in the Citrix environment. Okay, so the very first thing that you need to find out when this issue happens in the Citrix environment, or if user comes up and says, okay, I see this error message quite often, it says connection interrupted, Citrix Workspace app, will try to reconnect. The very first thing that you need to check is you need to ask the user whether this is happening, quite frequently, or it is happening once in a while. Okay, so this is the first question that you can ask. If the user says something like, okay, this is happening, quite frequently, it happens like 4 to 5 times in a day. So, you can check a few things. So as a Citrix administrator, if you come across this issue, you need to first find out whether this is a single user issue or multiple users issue. If multiple users are coming complaining that they are facing this issue, then this could be something to do with Citrix infrastructure or any other component in the Citrix infrastructure. Okay, but if one or two users complain or come to you every day saying that they come across this error message, in that case what you can do is you can check some things from the local side, from the users local side. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's try to troubleshoot this issue from a single user point of view, and also from the multiple users point of view. Okay, so if it is a single user who is facing this particular problem, the very first thing that you need to do is you need to check the speed of the internet. Okay, try to check the speed of the internet. If the user is if the user has a very low bandwidth, let's say user has, like, I don't know, 2 mbps or 1 mbps network, then users may come across some issues. Because if you need to connect to the Citrix environment, if you want to launch Citrix VDI machine, or if you want to connect to any Citrix resources, end users should have proper internet connection. Okay, it has to be, it has to be at least 50 mbps or 100 mbps speed at least. It depends upon the requirement, but what I would suggest is, at least if the users have 100 mbps at the local site from their office network, or I'm sorry, from the home network or from coffee shop, if they have like 100 mbps speed, then it is the connection would be quite stable. At least users would connect to the Citrix environment without having much latency. Okay, so if a user says something like, okay, I am already connected to the Citrix environment, and I connect to the Citrix VDI environment quite often, but Citrix gets disconnected quite often. So if the user says like he has 100 mbps bandwidth or 150 mbps bandwidth, but if user says he still faces the same issue, then what you can do is you need to make sure that the connection is stable. Okay, you need to make sure that the connection is stable. Just because user has 50 mbps speed or 100 mbps speed, it does not solve the problem. The connection has to be stable. Okay, so let's say, okay, I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to one second, I'll go back to the Okay, I'll go back. So what you need to do is you need to open command prompt, and try to ping google.com or yahoo.com from the user's machine, and see if the connectivity is good to Google or not. Let's say, if you notice that the request is timing out, after a couple of pings, then it means that the connection is not stable. It means that the connection is not stable. Then user needs to contact the internet service provider and check why the packets are dropping, why the user doesn't have proper internet connection. So user might have to contact internet service provider if the packets are dropping all the time. Okay, this is one thing. So if it is multiple users issue, okay, let me click on this. So if it is a multiple users issue, or sometimes this issue could be due to something is not working at the server side, that you can troubleshoot. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me launch Citrix Studio Console. Okay, I get this error message. It says cannot start a desktop server OS machine. Okay, this is the error message I'm getting. Cannot start desktop server OS machine. So let me click on it. So when the disconnection happens, okay, once the timeout has finished. Right now, like we had like 2 minutes 30 seconds timeout when this issue happened. After that, if user tries to connect to the same machine and if the machine launches fine without any issues, okay, then it seems like there is an issue from the end user side, from the local internet connection. But if the machine is not launching after the disconnection happens, then it seems like there is an issue at the server side. Okay, now let's try to troubleshoot why this issue has happened from the server side. Okay, let me go to controller. Let me launch Citrix Studio Console. Give me a minute. Okay, so this is my Citrix Studio Console. Okay, seems like some services are not in started state. Let me quickly check. Okay, so these are all the Citrix related services. Okay, looks fine. All Citrix. Okay, this service is in stop state. Let me start it. Okay, now let's go back to Studio Console. Seems like this is going to be a long video, so please bear with me. Okay, it says loading site information. Okay, let me try to restart Citrix Analytics service. Let me try to restart. All right, let's go back to Studio. Okay, it's moving forward now. If you see, it's moving forward. It says loading site information. Okay, seems like it is up now. Okay, seems like it is up now. Let's quickly check the status of the VDI machine. Okay, if you see now, seems like the VDI machine is in unregistered state. Okay, so this is the machine that we are trying to launch. It's in unregistered state. Yeah, it's an unregistered state. One second, let me go to delivery groups. Yeah, it's in unregistered state. So we can troubleshoot why this machine is in unregistered state. Okay. So what we can do is we can try to connect to this machine. We can try to connect to the machine. First thing what you need to do is you need to check the status of this machine in the Citrix Zen server. So this is the machine. Okay, this is the machine and it looks fine. This machine looks fine on the back end. Okay, this is VDI machine 02.vdilab.com. Okay, so this is a machine, VDI machine 02. Okay, this looks okay. This looks up and running fine. So what we can do is we can try to connect to this machine first to troubleshoot this issue. So let's try to RDP to this machine first. Okay, VDI machine 02.vdilab.com. Let's try to connect and see. Okay, it is asking for the password. Let me type the password. Okay, it's trying to connect to the VDI machine. So once you are connected to the VDI machine, you can actually troubleshoot why this issue is happening. Okay, seems like we are connecting to the machine. Okay, it says select a session to reconnect to. You already have active remote desktop connection on these computers. Disconnect it for 15 minutes. Okay, I'm going to disconnect this session. Okay, it says the target session is incompatible with the current session. Click OK. Let me click OK. This is interesting. Let me type the password once again. So VDI unregistered is the most common issue that you will come across in the Citrix environment. So you need to you know do some regular troubleshooting steps to fix these kind of issues. Okay, seems like we are connecting now. Let's see. Okay, it says select a session to reconnect. You already have an active remote desktop connection on this computer. Okay, let me click on this. Okay, it says the target session is incompatible with the current session. Let me click OK. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me go to Citrix Studio. Okay, I see a couple of disconnected sessions here. Okay, I see a couple of disconnected sessions. So let's try to log off these two sessions and see how it goes. Are you sure you want to log off the user session? Okay, let me log off. So the disconnected sessions can cause some kind of issues in the Citrix environment. So you have problems, challenges connecting to the VDI machines or applications when the session is in disconnected state. So what I'm going to do is two sessions could not be logged off because two sessions operations failed. Click OK. Okay, let me try once again. Interesting. So we are not able to log off these two sessions. Okay, let me go back to my hypervisor. So this is the machine. Let's do one thing. Let's try to connect from here and see how it goes. Let me hit send control alt delete. Okay, let me log in from here. Okay, seems like the password is incorrect. Let me type once again. Okay, I get the same error message. Let me try to log off this session. Okay, it says the target session is incompatible with the current session. So, how to log off this session? Okay, click OK. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me do one thing. Let me try to restart this VDI machine. Okay, let me try to restart this VDI machine. It says, are you sure you want to forcibly reboot the selected VM? The operation can result in data loss. Click yes. So if you're working on a client operating system, okay, client operating system like Windows 10 or Windows 8 or Windows 11, okay, if it is a dedicated machine for a single user, you can easily reboot the machine because it's for a single user. But if it is a server OS machine, and if multiple users are connected, then you need to make sure that you know you restart the machine only when it is really required, because it can affect the other users as well if you are trying to restart the server OS machine. So when no sessions are there, you can restart the machine. Okay, the machine is getting restarted now. So let's wait and see how it goes after restarting the machine. So we started off this video, with the error message on the top right hand side. It says Citrix Workspace, trying to reconnect in 2 minutes 40 seconds. So if you come across that issue, first thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that user has a proper internet connection from the user's location, whether it is home office or coffee shop or whatever it is. Okay, it has to be stable. User needs to have at least 100 mbps speed connection, and the connection has to be stable. That is also very very important. Okay, if user has a stable connection, and let's say that if user says like, okay, he or she is able to connect to the other machines in that particular network without any issues. Maybe user is using ipad to stream some youtube videos or whatever. So if user could connect from other devices without any issues, and if user has issues only with citrix, then we may have to check why it is happening from the citrix side. So in this scenario, it seems like the backend VDI machine has some kind of issue. That's why user was not able to connect to the VDI machine. So let's troubleshoot this issue to make it work. So the VDA machines can go to unregistered for several reasons, actually, for several reasons. So you can start off with the basic troubleshooting steps, like whether the VDA machine is in power on state or not. If it is in power off state, then you need to power on the machine. So these are some things that you can check. So once the machine is on, check whether the machine is in registered state or not. If the machine is still not in registered state, then try to check whether the VDA machine is able to communicate with the desktop delivery controller or not. Check the firewall settings, check the DNS settings. You can check all these things. Sometimes the VDA machine can simply, be in hung state. Okay, be in hung state or unresponsive state. In that scenario, you can simply reboot the machine to check whether it helps to resolve the issue or not. So in this scenario, seems like this machine needs to be rebooted. So let's see how it goes after rebooting the machine. Seems like the machine is up now. Okay, the machine is up and running fine. Now let's go back to uh, Citrix Studio. Now we had these two disconnected sessions that we were not able to remove. Okay, so now let's refresh. We have restarted the machine now. After doing the refresh, these sessions to be these sessions should be removed now. So let me refresh. Okay, now we don't see any more sessions. The disconnected sessions are removed. Now let's check the status of the machine. Let's check the status of the machine now. If you see now, the registration status is initializing. It is no more unregistered state. It is in initializing, which is a good thing. Now let's try to refresh once again. Okay, it still says initializing. Okay, let me refresh one last time. If you see now, the machine is in registered state. The machine is in registered state. Now everything looks good. Let's go back to the client PC machine. So let's try to connect from here and see how it goes. Okay. Okay, so previously we were getting the error message cannot start desktop server OS machine. Click OK. So we have done some troubleshooting steps over the backend. Now let's try to launch the machine and see how it goes. Okay, so here is the machine. So I'm going to just click on it. So this is the VDI machine that we are trying to launch now. Seems like it is taking a while. Okay, we are almost there. Seems like the VDI machine is launched successfully. So yes, we could launch the VDI machine successfully. Okay, so let's go back to Citrix Studio console now. So let's refresh and see the session count because we have launched the VDI machine. Let's refresh. If you see now, the session count is 1 because we have just launched the VDI machine. That's why the session count is 1. All right. So in this video, we have troubleshooted the disconnection issue right from the beginning. So if it is a single user issue, check uh, from the client side if there is some issue with the internet connection, and make sure if it is stable. Make sure user has proper bandwidth, at least 100 mbps or 150 mbps. And if user says like, okay, it is happening to only Citrix, but user is able to connect from different machines without any issues, then it's time to check the status of the VDI machine on the server side. Check the status of the machine on the hypervisor, or you can check the status in the Citrix Studio console. If it is an unregistered state, then you should start performing the basic troubleshooting steps to fix the issue. Okay, so I really hope you find this information helpful. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.